In the top stories, PM Stuart accuses trade unions of blackmail and says a national shutdown may be met with a legislative response. The Employment Rights Tribunal hands down its first ruling, and Bajan girls take regional volleyball title. Welcome to Nation News for Monday, July 13th, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles. Prime Minister Stuart has hinted that government may make a legislative response to a national shutdown by trade unions. Speaking to the media at Accra Beach Hotel on Monday, he said a new style of trade unionism is emerging and it is characterized by what he calls bullying and blackmail.
Section 48 of the Constitution of Barbados makes very clear that Parliament could make laws for the peace, the order, and the good government of Barbados. And there's good reason why that section is there. It's there since 1966. And what I now have to do, since I have deliberately allowed Barbadians to see what is possible if you allow elements that have no respect for process, elements that want to start with last resort rather than first resort. If you allow this element to take control of the national situation in the industrial relations arena, I've allowed Barbadians to see what is possible. Nobody would have believed if they had not seen, if they had not heard.
There was a flurry of activity on Monday as the two largest trade unions met with their members, while Industry Minister Donald Innes engaged senior officials of the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation. Union officials have been demanding that a number of BIDC workers be reinstated, while the legality of their severance is determined by the courts. NUPW President Akani McDowell says a national shutdown is still on the cards if the union's demands aren't met. The Employment Rights Tribunal has ruled in favor of former KPMG employee Joel Leacock in its first case, one of unfair dismissal. In handing down its decision on Monday, the tribunal ruled that the former business advisor should be paid more than $77,000, inclusive of compensation for loss of earnings. Mr. Leacock worked with the business from November 2011 to September 2013. KPMG argued that he was dismissed for below-par work performance, having a negative attitude to feedback, and failing to take on board recommendations from management. Tribunal Chairman Hal Gollop says the case involving the retrenchment of close to 200 National Conservation Commission employees will soon be heard. He said while the matter has been prioritized, the case would not be given more importance than cases that were ahead of it. Mr. Gollop said the first case was used to set a standard by which the tribunal will proceed in the future.
It is a new tribunal. It is operating under a new piece of legislation. And it is important, we thought it very important that we get the whole procedure right. And outside of that, we have to bear in mind that the Employment Rights Tribunal's decisions are subject to judicial review, so that one cannot proceed without due care.
As the crop over season kicks into high gear, police are warning drivers to be more careful as they move around the island. The caution comes as the force responded to several serious accidents over the weekend, including one which was fatal. Assistant Superintendent David Welch says some of the crashes involved only one vehicle, and he appealed to motorists to be careful if the roads are wet. He also pleaded with motorists to use a taxi service or arrange a designated driver if they will be consuming alcohol or if they are extremely tired. Chief Commissioner of the Barbados Boy Scouts Association, Dr. Nigel Taylor, wants more former Scouts to follow in the footsteps of Chief Justice Sir Marston Gibson and give back to the movement. Speaking during the Northern District Scout Council's annual rally in Spikestown over the weekend, Dr. Taylor says Samarston was recently appointed Deputy Chief Scout, and this should serve as an example to others. Dr. Taylor commended women for the role they play in local scouting, but he said it was important for men to step up and take a greater leadership role. Steel pan lovers had a rollicking time over the weekend. Things kicked off on Friday night with Pan Fusion at Hilara Court and continued on Saturday with Spikestown Market and Pan around the town. The big climax came on Sunday with Pan on the Sand at Brandon's Beach. Look out for more in the weekend buzz later this week. We turn our attention to sports now, and Barbados has quite a bit to celebrate. The local lasses are the champions of the 5th Caribbean Girls Youth Volleyball Tournament. On Sunday night, Barbados defeated Bonaire 25-11, 25-18, 25-17. They played unbeaten throughout the competition, did not drop a set, and took the lion's share of awards. Hurdler Greg Mar Smith won gold at the World University Games on Saturday morning in South Korea. Smith crossed the line in a time of 13.43 seconds to win the 110-meter hurdles and Barbados' first medal at the meet. The silver medal went to Russia's Konstantin Shabanov, and Genta Masuno of Japan won bronze. And finally, new research suggests people with light-colored eyes may have a higher risk of alcoholism than people with dark brown eyes. The study looks at more than 1,200 Americans of European ancestry, including 992 people who were diagnosed with alcohol dependence. They found that the rate of alcohol dependence was 54% higher among people with blue, green, gray, and light brown eyes. The prevalence of alcoholism was highest in people with blue eyes. Their rate was about 80% higher than that of people with other eye colors. And that's Nation News for Monday. For more, log on to nationnews.com, as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your Daily Nation on Tuesday or subscribe to our e-paper. Thank you so much for joining us.